Calvin, and Melvin.
Ew, you smell like French fries.
AKA Love Dinero and Coach P.R. This is Weekend Work on Shade 45.
Everywhere. If it ain't about no money, Papa just don't care.
Bad Boys at Night, Weekend Work, Love Dinero, Coach PR. We got a special show tonight.
Special show.
Special.
From executive producer Malcolm Spellman, we have in-house guest Bimmy. On Zooming in with us, we have Haitian Jack, Deb Antney, Big U, a.k.a. Drawers, a.k.a. L.A., a.k.a. Big. I don't know how we got Haitian Jack on here, but this is epic right here, man. Appreciate you, bro.
My boy in the secluded island. In secluded island.
But I want to discuss Hip Hop Uncovered, man, because I saw the ads, I saw the commercials, I saw the promo. Looks very dope.
So who put you on to this?
Who?
Who put you on?
To Hip Hop Uncovered?
Yeah, who put you on?
Deb.
Deb didn't put you on. yo, you're gonna give me my credit.
No, you didn't tell me about this.
Marcus, you're gonna give me my credit.
Later on.
Later
when you're
on,
not
right?
late.
Right.
Anyway. Listen, first I'm gonna start off with your sister's here now, so I'm gonna go with Deb first, right? Deb, tell us about Hip Hop Uncovered.
Well, I gotta be the first one. Let him do it since he's the one that told everybody about it. You need to do it now. So we can
all right, okay, Bimmy, tell us about it, Bimmy.
I don't want no beef with him.
He's all love. He's
talking about you, bro.
What?
Since you told me about it, tell us about it.
I mean, I want Bim to tell about it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Bim pull up. We want Bim to talk about it.
Tell us about it, Bim. Hip Hop Uncovered.
Give it to him, Bimmy. Give it to him.
All right, let me put you children on some shit, nigga. Them three motherfuckers on the screen was a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And Trick ain't here, so all four of them motherfuckers are motherfucker. Like, hip hop, like, we knew when we was in them parks, and it was never about MCs. It's about DJing. And when we was in them parks doing wrong. We was doing wrong, all four of us on that screen, five of us. But we took a liking to the sounds and to the culture of hip hop. Even though we know we wasn't birthing it, but we took the liking to it. Because we come from that, you know, with our parents playing Marvin Gaye and, you know, Barry White and all that type of stuff. We listened to that music. So we fell in love with music, not knowing that we all fell in love with music. But we had other things on our mind that we was doing to get some money, because we come from poverty. You know what I mean? Just like all the hip hop guys, you know what I mean? So everybody, you know, came to us, if one way or the other, you came to us for money, protection, or whatever you want to call it, they came to us and we gave it to them. You know what I mean? So the show is really about, you know, about the hip hop, about, you know, us birthing artists, us showing them how the game go, how the game is being played throughout the street, throughout the culture of the streets.
Right. So how did now, it's Malcolm Spellman, the executive producer, right? So how did he get you, Haitian Jack, Big U, I know you have a relationship with you already, I know Deb's your sister, and then Trick. Like, how did he, you know, get this together?
Everybody had their own ways of, like LL Cool J called me. LL Cool J called me and said, yo, they want you in the woo. So I said, cool. So they said they want a girl, a woman. Woo. I said, I'm gonna call my sister. So I called my sister. Boom, yo, Deb. Woo. So Deb brought the papers. She's like, nigga, what's up with the money? She wanted to know. She wanted about the money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling Deb, it's this, but nigga, gotta have that paper. You know what I mean? So then Deb got on board, and then the rest. Jack, I didn't call Jack because they already had Jack. They told me they had Jack. So I would call Jack, but they called him already. You know, and you put it all, you know, together. I don't know how they got tricked, but you know, all flow like that. That's how it flowed with all of us.
Technically, I think that they really kind of thought that this wasn't going to really happen like that, because when you really look at all the other stories, those stories are really kind of fictitious, and you get to omit a whole lot of things. The things that I like about this is that there's African Americans telling the story, the real story, and showing you where hip hop really evolved from. You know what I'm saying? Where it all originated from, because in all of our days, it wasn't about a rapper or a singer. It was about who was the biggest street person that was out there. You know, that was your celebrity back then during those times. I really like this, you know, and for a while, they've been coming at me about this show. So it wasn't something new. I just never wanted to rock with this because of the way all of the stories was told. I came from an era where you didn't tell what you did, really. There was no evidence for you to tell. So when I always looked at shows, I never wanted no parts of it. And I would see shows where people had mountains of drugs and showing all the negative stuff that they did. Well, that's dry snitching on yourself, really. And it's like some things you just don't do. So it never, for me, impressed me to ever want to even touch something like that. But of course, Bimmy did go there and convince me, and it was not about the money. Let's be clear on that one, because it ain't like it was a whole lot of money to tell that story. But for me, there were so many stories going on about me that people really never knew anything, you know? So it's like, let me tell my story before I close my eyes, a little bit of something, not all of it, but let me just enlighten you about a little bit of stuff, and to also let you know that Waka Flocka didn't put me in this game. Okay, so I'm not one of those people whose kids put them into the game. And the game is not even something, it wasn't even about the music. I was really never into that, but you also needed an outlook, something different other than those streets. You needed somewhere else to go. So that whole hip hop movement became an outlet. It was an outlet to prevent you from doing all the other things that you was doing and not to end up 6 feet under or behind them steel cages forever and a day. Because that's the kind of stuff people did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I like the whole concept of this, like speaking to Rashidi and them and everything that they was talking about. It was different from a white person putting us out there and telling the story the way they want to tell it, dragging it and going all these ways that it's really not. So when these kids really see something, they don't even know that behind all of these people, there's still a lot of good stuff. You understand what I'm saying? We're just all products of our environment and during that time. So I just felt like this was a really, really good project, not to stop here, but it should continue on about a lot of things and enlightening people, period.
Well, Deb, I want to ask you a question. Well, I want to ask all y'all a question. I need y'all to all tell us something. Since we on the show right now, this is Serious Shade 45 Weekend Work Bad Boys of Radio, and we wanted to let the listeners know, you know, I want you to give a little brief. What was your introduction into the game? Like the first artist you dealt with, like what brought you into hip hop? Like what was the door opener for you? I want y'all to all answer that question.
It really wasn't even about the door opener. I think for me, like, you know, when I was younger, I still did acting and did little bits and pieces of things, still did talent shows. I danced, like I used to love to dance, like hustling and all that. But artist-wise, Bimmy was doing that. Like that was something that he was doing, and Corey and DMC, like watching DMC sit in my mother's living room and writing his music with his bottle of Coke 45 and LL and Salt and Pepper and all these people, and Waka's birthday with everybody, like Bimmy would have, who would be there? Everybody. Everybody would be in my mother's backyard. So Waka's first 5 years of his birthday had some of everybody in there, you know? So it was that we lived around everybody. So it wasn't like these people were big celebrities, because there were people that we were with every day. We was around them. So
it was like normal.
Yeah, it was a normal thing. It wasn't like you was doing this because you was getting into it, but being 100, he was into it. I was straddling the fence between the streets, and then I wanted to create my first company called Simply Music. And I never forget, Corey had Soul Convention and going over there doing stuff, going up to Sony doing stuff. I started liking it. And I started liking the hustle. But I always was at this thing because of the females. And what really pushed me keeping it 100 was Kelly Price. Was what Kelly Price was going through that really made me want to get into it, because she was a female, she was heavy, but she had vocals that was unreal. You know, and actually being around everybody, watching Queen Latifah, MC Light, like just being around all of these people, it was like, I didn't know where I wanted to fit in. I didn't even know if that's what I wanted to do, you know, like the music thing, but it just became an escape mechanism. And being introduced to a lot of that stuff really around my brother, it was just crazy. Didn't knowing all of these people, like just knowing everybody. So you definitely straddled the fence when you was doing it because your street life brought about all the rest of the artists. And my first artist that I ever had, her name was Tiffany. And the first company I had was called Simply Music. So Tiffany was actually like the first person I had. And I remember Mariah telling me how good her vocals was and how good she was able to sing. And we talking about like way back then. I mean, this was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So
A lot of people think. I thought it would be Nicki Minaj. I thought it was Nicki.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna stop you there. Now, Nicki, now, see,
now I know. Like,
it wasn't Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna tell you a little story about that, right? See, she got her brothers, Bimmy and Joe, right? I'm from the hood. I'm the local DJ that did all the family functions and stuff. So, you know, our history runs deep. I remember Pop called me like, yo, my sister got Gucci. And she had Gucci when Jeezy was on fire. And I'm like, well, how's this gonna work? Like, he's like, I don't know, but she got Gucci and that's what it is. And I went to the studio, I met up with them, and I watched Deb be in the South, and she worked this man. He was the underdog. She took him from where he was at to make him the hottest thing that opened up the whole Brick Squad, and then et cetera, et cetera. Whatever happened after that, you know the story. It was OJ the Juice Man.
Could you stop right there? Let me stop. I just want to kind of correct you on something when you say that, because I hate the fact that it's taken away from him. Brick Squad was really OJ. Wow. Even though everybody gives it to Gucci, the real person with Brick Squad was OJ.
Yeah, matter of fact, you're right. Because Gucci was running around with So Icy, the So Icy boys. The first So Icy boys, which was Wu and Frenchie, from what I remember.
Right.
Am I correct?
You're correct.
All right.
and how about you, Jack? What was your introduction into the game?
Wycliffe brought me into the game, you know? And at the time I told him, I said, you sure this is what you want to do? You know, because at the time my name was really, really hot. We're talking 1996. So I said, you sure? Because I don't want to take nothing away from you. And he got a lot of slack from Sony. You know, Tommy Mottola was like, oh, why you going with this guy, man? This guy's a gangster. And he said, I said, man, that's family, man. He gonna make sure I stay safe on these streets. But it was a rough ride for Clef because he got a lot of slack, but he stayed down with me though. And I made sure I didn't do nothing too crazy with it so they could say, we told you so, Clef. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I behaved myself just because I didn't want to fuck up his name.
Now I thought it would be Tupac.
Pac, when me and Pac were hanging out, Pac wasn't that big yet. You understand what I'm saying to you? He was getting there. You feel me?
He was getting there because I used to see you at the Q Club all the time.
The thing is, Pac really got big after he got shot and went to jail. You understand? And then when he went to the West Coast, he got big. But when Pac was with me, Pac didn't have no money, man. Pac didn't have nothing because I asked him, I said, man, where's your money? You just did a film with Janet Jackson. He said, man, they only gave me $7,500 for that. I said, that's it? He said, yeah, because I don't have no Gills Club thing, whatever they call that, Gills stuff. He didn't have no speaking roles, no other movies, and he wasn't the star. Janet got some money, but Pac only got $7,500 to play that role.
Yo, Bim, so what was your introduction, man? Because I know you, me coming up, like I said, I'm from the neighborhood, I'm the DJ. You was the man at Def Jam. You're the reason why I got on a mailing list and started getting vinyl. You know, back then, vinyl was a big thing. I had to go to the city and get records from different labels. Because of you hiring Mike from the hood, I was on the mailing list. What was how did you get to Def Jam?
All right, my introduction was, an artist by the name of Punchline. She's a female artist I've been working with. And I'll never forget this. One day, I had got her a deal. I had got a deal at Sony, and Mariah said to me, "Did she thank you for the deal?" And I said to her, and I never said nothing to her. She said, "Ask her, see what she say to you." Because anybody give me a glass of wine or coffee, whatever, I thank them and see what she say. I went to her. I said, "Yo, why you?" I said, "Yo, why you never thank me for the deal?" She said, Why should I thank you? I'm the one with all the talent. I said, yo, Jack, yo, I looked at this chick, I said, what? Yo, for real. Now, mind you, I said, what? Now, I'm not a Def Jam nothing. I'm still working with Corey. I'm just with Corey every day at Soul Convention. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with him. And I got this girl to get a Sony, whatever. So, I stopped messing with her. I had told Mariah what she said, and I stopped messing with her. I left her alone. Now I'm gonna go fast forward to Def Jam. Russell came and got me the job at Def Jam. He hired me. So now I'm at Def Jam. I'm in my office. I'm on the phone with L, and Tina Davis called me in her office. So I goes in. I told Elle, I'm gonna call him right back. So I goes in Tina Davis' office, and I see somebody sitting there, and it's Punchline. She playing Tina her demo. So Tina said, I want you to sit here and listen to this, so she won't make eye contact with me. So I'm looking at her like, and I always had a note on my door, and it said, be careful the toes you step on, because it might be the ass you got to kiss tomorrow.
Right, that's right.
I looked at her, and I told Tina, I got Elle on the phone, I'll get up out of here, I don't want to hear that.
She never, and she didn't get signed?
Never got signed again, ever, nothing. She got humbled that fast. Not knowing that the streets would make you guys.
That's right.
Right. So is this being for Hip Hop Uncovered? Will this be like, what are we gonna hear from from each story besides that where you come from and and what are you doing? What are we actually witnessing on Hip Hop Uncovered?
I think that you just said it. It's like where we come from, like really telling the story. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about we was living up in Dix Hill somewhere. We're talking about real shit where we came from. You know what I'm saying? Like where we really, not fabricated stories, but it's real life stuff. And it was a way of life. And it was, during that era, it was what it was. It definitely was what it was. And it was definitely where we came from. Period.
I saw the clip where you said that you took 4 bullets, and I'm from Queens, not too far from y'all, right? And I've been with Bimmy, Joe, and I never even knew that you got shot. 4
times, 357, paralyzed the whole left side for 8. They told me I would never have the use of my left side ever again. So.
Shit, knock on wood, I never been shot.
But all the shit you've been through, Jack, all the shit you've been through, though.
Because
I've been shot at.
You've been shot at.
I'm about to say, I know you've been shot at, Joe. Jack.
When you're doing the shooting, you never want to feel that. Because you know what it do. So that's why he say he never been shot. Because he know he not stay out of the way. Because you don't want to feel that. You don't want to feel that. You don't want to feel that.
All right, them hollows burn, man. All right, so Dan.
Let me tell you something, man. Hold on for a minute. Let me tell you something about when you get shot, right? Most real gangsters who actually get shot and live through that ordeal, you don't want them to live. Because if you thought they were mean before they got shot, you don't want to see them when they come out that hospital, man. So I'm glad I never got shot for the simple fact.
You're one of those monsters then.
Yeah, believe me, my nigga. I get shot and I make it out of there. I'm gonna put a squad so cold together, man. It's not gonna be pretty on these streets, man. We gonna hit everybody that we think had something to do with it.
It's the Bad Boys at Night. Love Dinero, Coach PR. This is Weekend Work on Shade 4-5. We got Bimmy.
Every Saturday.
Each and every Saturday. So I want to ask y'all a question. How long it took y'all to do production for the show?
Shit, a year.
Like a year y'all been filming?
About a year.
Because honestly, we was supposed to be in this. You know that, right?
I don't know how we wasn't, but I want to know, how did you get to where Jack is? Because he's on a special island. How did y'all get to film where Jack?
Jack gave us a pass, special pass.
And
you ain't getting no unless he gave us a special pass.
Did you go there to film with Jack? Did you?
No.
And we went to a special house, had some special fun. Jack said, yeah.
Now, how was it with because I wanted to ask you, he's not on there. With you being the West Coast, and what is he bringing to the Hip Hop Uncovered?
Oh man, the whole West. The whole West, the whole culture of the West. I mean, like whatever you documented from Snoop to Dre to Zibbit to all them guys, the Nipsey, that's you. You know what I'm saying?
You know the good thing about you?
Go ahead, Dan.
You know the good thing about Big U, when he's telling a story, like something that they don't tell, that they always show that everybody's like so bad, but how he still brought whatever into his community. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
everything that they always tell you is so much drama about what people did, but they never tell you about the good. They make these people so vicious, and people run along with that, but they don't really tell you about the things that really went on in the community. They just tell you about things that maybe sometimes people get with their hands called for. You feel what I'm saying? Because you really never know the untold story behind a lot of things, like a lot of things that was going on. And when it goes to television, you have to remember the definition lies within it. Tell lies to your vision. So therefore they captivate you and make you believe everything it is that you're watching, because they need to take that and put it in the bank for when they're ready to come back at you and shut you down permanently. So people have to be mindful of what they do, and even for our people, they have to be mindful of how they shut us down, how they hurt you more than they do. And you slick working for them. It's like you their CI, in other words. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It is what it is. But they plan this whole thing out about you and make these things just the way that they want to make them, so that you can turn around and say, oh yeah, you point your fingers at the bad guy, like that's the bad guy, and this is how they do you. They wait and put these things in the bank. When you really look at all of this stuff, when I think about every artist, I think about freaking, even for Bill Cosby, not condoning the stuff that he's done, but he made us look like you had an African-American family that could be productive. But when you don't need them no more, you want to put somebody else there, then this happened. Why do one of our people have to pass away for you to start naming and acknowledging who that person is? Now, they bad over here, but as soon as they close their eyes, what you don't understand is their celebration that they lost one of our members. You understand? And you join in line with these things. This stuff is so deep, like, okay, it's a whole nother way, but hoping that people get the understood about a lot of this stuff, and the struggle was real. We went through it then, we're still going through it now, but the real struggle is within us. Amen.
Yeah, but you know what? You know, like the chime in what Deb was saying, like I look at all of them on camera, like all of them, and we're not supposed to survive. We almost been dead. The way them laws was built, and the way they put all that shit in our neighborhoods, and we all came up out of that shit. We're not supposed to be here. You feel me? Y'all supposed to be looking at memories and talk about what niggas done. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucked up that, you know, like the younger generation don't look at shit like that. They don't glorify they black gangsters, but the white people glorify they gangsters.
How much creative control did you guys have for this series?
No, we had none, but we had critical.
That's not true. Bimmy, we did. When
No,
you look at it, when you tell your story.
No, I said amongst ourselves. Amongst ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Amongst ourselves.
Yourself, so you could be.
Yeah, we can do what we want to do.
Right.
It was like, you know what I mean? And plus, Big U ain't gonna let us just, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had control amongst ourselves. Like, you can say what you want to say. If you don't want to say that, you didn't have to say it. Because they used to come to me and say, yo, can you talk to your sister? Can you talk to Jack? You know what I mean? Because they know I'm close to them. Like, can you talk to this one? Can you talk to that one? You know what I mean? And I'm like, certain things, you know, they ways, like, is more harsh than mine because they live more harsher than me. You feel me? So they ways, like, I can't get us up. I can't do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Them bones is buried. You know what I'm saying? But they want to hear the buried bones because that's what this world is about now today. It tell, oh, you killed this nigga, or you killed that nigga. We ain't from that school.
Right.
We ain't from that school.
Right.
Nigga, that's gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you know what? If you watch The Godfather, when that woman, when they gonna kill her son, she said, please don't kill my son. The gangster nigga knew, I gotta kill this nigga. He gonna grow up and he might kill me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we already knew that lesson. We knew that lesson. Don't you know what I mean? That's dead. You know what I mean? And me and Deb just talk. I was like, yo, Deb, you gotta, you know what I mean? She be like, I ain't saying, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know what I mean? This is Disney. This is the next wave. Like the next, we good.
While you on that subject, baby, one of my partners called me the other day and put a nigga on the phone with me, FaceTime me, that I robbed and shot half his crew, right? And the way me and this dude was talking, you would think we were the best of friends, right? But my thing is this, they brought me into that world. I didn't ask to be in that world, you know? Being that I came from Haiti and I didn't speak the language. So, you know, do you know what kind of culture shock that is for a kid to come from another country, don't know the language, and for some reason niggas want to chase you home every day just because you don't speak English. You feel me? So, you know, that brings you a lot of hate, right, for people. But to see how this dude was talking to me, and I'm saying to myself, man, why couldn't we been that way when I first met you? You feel me? Why did it have to wait till 30 years down the line after we've been through so many shootouts and a lot of people died, right? And now you're like, Jag, man, I'm so happy to see you and hear from you. I'm like, saying, man, ain't this some shit, man? We could have been.
That still come from like a product of your environment.
Yeah, but Deb, we could have been cool from day one. We didn't have to go through what we went through. Because I don't have an ego.
But Jack, that's like me asking now, like, people haven't heard from you in so long. It was like Pac shit, and people have been saying mad crazy shit about you.
Not even that. Hold on, not to cut you, right? But all of them, from Deb to Bim to Jack, people say negative stuff. So I think this show was.
Well, I think Jack had like the crazy shit. The most negative. You're talking about Pac. This is Pac shit. Like
they all love Pac, right? But they don't know Pac. Right. Like I know Pac. I'm not gonna badmouth talk Pac, right? Because that was my friend, and he just didn't understand that I was trying to save him, and he didn't get it, right? Because I trying to school him on certain things he don't know. And the thing with Pac, he was a Gemini. And the thing about the Geminis, if you can't control your twin, you're going to have problems. And he couldn't control his twin. So one day you got Pac, the next day you got Tupac. You don't know who you got. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing with this, the reason like what Deb said, like she didn't want to speak. I didn't want to speak. You know what I'm saying? Pac died in 96. I didn't speak to 2016. When the new movie was coming out and it brought my name back up. The thing about these things here, if you don't speak, people will start believing what these niggas are blogging about you. That's number one.
And that's real. You know what? That's why I'm not doing that no more. I'm not shutting up no more.
Don't do it.
Listen, I kept my mouth closed for a long time because I know the laws. I know what you can't do, what you're not supposed to do. I know what I'm governed by. Okay,
right.
But what they still not gonna do, they not gonna still make me fall to their level. Okay, but I'm gonna check your ass when you come at me, because I need you to understand. I need that understanding understood. You're not gonna keep stomping all over me, telling these goddamn fictitious ass stories that people be out there telling, because my clapback, you ain't gonna like it. Now she's buried, so you don't have to worry about her coming back at you, but I'm gonna come at you. I'm not letting that go no more, where you could tell these stories and everybody's taking my accolades and everybody did everything and I did all this effed up stuff to these people that were nobody. You didn't like them. Nobody liked them. And now that I touched them. So here's the thing that I said. I know that I took puppies and turned them into vicious dogs. But when I was teaching them to be vicious, it was not to come at me. But they came back at me and bit me to go to be leashed by somebody else.
But you created those dogs though, like you just said though, Deb, right?
You got that. You're right. I did.
But not to bite her though.
But not to bite her.
Not to bite her.
Not to bite me.
But we never look at that they're gonna come back and bite you back.
Not me.
Yeah, but like Deb is saying, right? She's not gonna let you keep stepping on her name, right?
I feel like Deb never got her roses the way she's supposed to, because she did a lot for the industry, especially coming from the South. Like she opened a lot of doors.
She opened
out
the
there.
South up.
She opened the South up. Like
opened the South up.
I know QC get a lot of credit, but she was QC before QC.
Before QC,
Yeah,
that's a
open
fact.
it up.
Like, and she
That's
don't
a
get
fact.
her roses the way she's supposed to. Like they forget about her, and I don't
You know
like
what's
that.
so ill? Let me tell you what's so ill. This is the thing that's about me, right? The one thing that I know in this world, you have givers and takers, okay? I'm a giver, and I know that, and I know what comes with that, okay? The next thing is that I don't need validation. I am who I am.
Mhm.
So I can repeatedly do this stuff over and over and over again. I'm just not a clique person. I don't join those cliques. I don't fit. Even when I was up in the Warner building, they were so scared Bimmy was gonna come through there that after a while when he learned, oh, it wasn't him they was worried about, they became more worried about me. Okay? So I understand how that is because I can't be controlled. For a lot of years, I was insulted from Peter when it was a position that I wanted. And he looked at me, he said, I can't give you that position. He said, you are the building. He said, you don't fit in here. I didn't understand what he was telling me at that time. I took it to the offense because, you know, there's a lot of concrete that was weighing me down, and that's just real talk. You know, so I never ever got what he was saying. And then I never forget that Leon said to me one day, he said, you should have stayed in charity because you don't belong in this. Damn, what the hell did that mean? Now, he was insulted, but what Peter said, he gave me a straight compliment, which it was, because no matter what anybody say, all the stuff that they could say, they have never done what I've done single-handedly by myself. No matter what anybody say, they cannot take that shit away from me. They were all black dogs, people that everybody hated, but they learned to love. Not just that, I was in Georgia, but I was bringing New York back. So me coming in there with Nikki, coming with French, bringing Gucci, OJ, my son back there, it opened up New York and how quickly New York turned on me. I couldn't believe that. That was like one of the most hurtingest things to me ever, that I wanted that sound of my city to come back through and to mingle both of them together, and they flipped. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I've been flipped on by some or whatever. But the one thing that I know, I don't need validation. I am so comfortable in my skin, it is pathetic. Like, people have no idea. I don't need you to glorify me. I don't need to work with somebody and be in every picture, because I don't do that. I didn't take pictures with none of them because it was not about me. It was about them. So I don't need you to see me. I don't need my name ringing all over the place. I like to be heard, but you don't need to see me. Because if you see me and you know me, that's when the trouble starts. That's where I made my mistake, by allowing people to come in that now they got to go run their mouth and tell everything. You know, ain't no man over there. That's a woman over there. Those are women over there doing these things. That's what became the problem. So the validation, I don't need validation. Time tells everything. Time tells it all. You can't hide. Whatever goes on in the dark will eventually come to the light. I swear, I wish I could walk y'all in here and show y'all every box from day one. Every one of them I had, I got every receipt because I always was waiting for it. But 2021 is going to tell it all. I have nothing ill to say about them. I love each and every one of them. That's real talk. Or they would not be in existence today. And that's just real talk. I don't dislike.
Hey, bleep that. Bleep that.
No, I don't dislike. Like, I don't dislike. You will never get an ill word that's going to come out my mouth about none of them. They still all my babies at the end of the day. So it's nothing, even to today, whatever they do, I smile every time I see it. Every time somebody send me something, every time somebody say something to me, I'm smiling at everybody I touch. And they were not the last people that I touched. So there are still others that I brought through there today that are out there.
I need to ask you about
I'm okay.
Hold on. I need to ask you about one of them.
Who?
This guy right here. Did you fire him?
No, her
Please
son
tell
did.
I need a receipt, all right? I need that receipt. Did you fire Love?
Yo, let me tell you. That gave me hell. But I had to work hard.
Love used to really make my ass for a cup of coffee. But Love is a part of the family. Like, literally, that's real talk. He is a part of the family. Love been around from day one. He been around for so damn long. It's pathetic. But I ain't trying to be funny, Cole. I'm so strict, it's pathetic. Like, I take this shit real seriously. Like, whatever it is that's going on and whatever I do, I take this shit seriously.
That's right, as you should. As you should too, love.
I mean, it wasn't for her. I wouldn't be on serious right now. You know, me being with Walker is how I got to where I'm at. So, you know, I know where I came from.
Bad Boys of the Night. We just tapped in with Big U. He finally got in. You, what's up, bro? We talk about hip hop Undercover. We want to talk about you coming from LA, what you're bringing to hip hop Uncovered. Cause I know you.
Hey man, I'm bringing a look at the Crips, the history of the Crips, the Bloods, my neighborhood, what I did in music. Kind of like, you know, I guess we're gonna introduce the West Coast sound through my eyes. My first artist was Pop LQ. You know, you kind of get to see when the West Coast got on, and the difference in when we got our storytelling and what was happening to us, I think we kind of was the first one to tell more of the West Coast, tell more of the street life than everybody else in music. Because I know there was more, they was telling it, let me take that back, because White Line was talking about some white lines and people just didn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
But when the West Coast came, it was more streets, khakis, glue rags, guns, and crack cocaine.
Right.
So that's what you're gonna get when you get to the West Coast part of the story.
And as far as artists, your first artist that you worked with, like I thought it would be, you know, when you came home. I know the story about you and Nipsey, but you worked with somebody else, right?
Nah, my first artist was 1985. Well, no, 1988. Pop LQ. He had a gold-selling album. I mean, gold-selling single, The B-Turn. Yeah, I was with Pop LQ, 1988. Then I went, me and my homie in my Broomfield was pushing Corrupt. And then I went to prison. Then I came home. When I came home, I was doing deals with Jimmy Henchman. Jimmy Henchman gave me my first biggest deal with the Game shoe deal. I didn't get to Nipsey until 2009. I didn't sign Nipsey to 2009. I came home in 2004. Wow. So I got to Nipsey after being with Suge and being home 3.5, almost 4 years.
So then is that how you hooked up with Jack? Because I want to see how Jack got involved, you know.
And I hooked up with Jack because I had a problem in New York and I needed somebody who had a real voice. So I actually hooked up with Jack. I actually hooked up with Jack because one of my homeboys had an issue in New York. It was serious. And he was like, bro, can you call Jack? And I'm like, I ain't never spoke to him. And I'm like, man, I heard a gang of shit about him, but shit, you know, a real nigga gonna recognize a real nigga. So I don't know. I don't even know how I got Jack's number, man.
Zach got you the number. Zach
got me the number?
Yeah, it was me and you. We got on the phone through Zach. And
That's
I wanted to tell, I'm glad you're on because I wanted to tell him that Big U reached out to me to do this project. Yeah. And the reason I did this project is because of Big U, which is what I said in that clip y'all sent. It all starts with respect. If I didn't respect Big U, I wouldn't have took his call. I wouldn't have accepted this project. And I probably would have lost out. You understand?
Because he didn't want to do it at first. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. I need you to do it. He's like, man, you. He's like, man, you know I can't tell you no, but man, I'm doing something already.
I couldn't tell him no because I was supposed to do something with somebody else.
Yeah.
It was in the same time frame. And I told him, look, I got to do this for my homie, baby. You know what I'm saying? Our shit going to have to take a back step.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's true facts. True facts.
Yeah.
And did you end up going on to his little, you know, private island to make this happen? Because I know Ben went out there. Was you with
me and you was together.
Oh, you was together. Okay.
We was together. Went out there.
We was together. You damn right I went out there. Wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Yo, I said we had some fun too.
Yo, Bim, you know, you didn't tell us all the artists that you dealt with. You just said from the beginning, what you know, I know it was Slick Rick, LL, who else?
I mean, I done a lot. DVL is Christ. Trigger the Gambler.
LL was your breakthrough though. That was like, yo, everybody in the industry knew Bim because of the LL album.
Slick Rick was my breakthrough.
Slick Rick was the breakthrough.
Slick Rick.
Before him? But
before LL.
Nobody knew that. Everybody knew that Bim was on that project with
with Slick Rick. From where I'm from, we knew Slick Rick. Slick Rick was because when he got Slick Rick, I think Slick Rick just came home from jail and he did the project.
Yeah.
History, you know what I'm saying, PR? You got to be from the north to understand that.
No,
you from Shady?
That's the north.
I know it is. But y'all over there.
No, but LL gave me the notoriety though. LL made me like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at the wards. I'm everything with him. You know what I'm saying? So LL was really Slick was the album, yeah, but LL made me like.
What was the name of that LL album you did? You did
Goat.
The Goat. You did the Goat.
The original Goat.
The original Goat.
The Goat. And your first your biggest artist that you worked with, you?
Between Corrupt, Nipsey. I mean, like I said, I did a lot of stuff with Game. I had kind of like when I left Nipsey Project, I was not just with one artist. I was getting money with everybody. Like doing shows, I was getting money with Lupe Fiasco. If you came to town, it was kind of like, you know, I was getting money with you. I was booking shows. So I found it easier to kind of like just deal with multiple artists than dealing with one artist. And then after that, man, it was just really about promoting myself. I started managing Veen Rains. I managed Veen Rains for about 5 years. So I was getting the bag off of that. Putting them in movies and just really producing. I produced like 10 movies in between that time. So yeah, that's what got me to ever be able to do this one.
I'm saying some crazy shit about you, right? Like, you know, people talk about him, whatever. Okay, just like Jack, right? I'm in LA, right? I'm in LA, and you've been up all night. He tired as a motherfucker. You want to take me out, show me a nice time. He in the back seat, snoring, knocked out, sleep. Like he sleep. Like we going to the hills.
To the club.
Yeah, he took me to a mansion party. Like he in the back, like, yo, dog, that's my nigga. Like he was, yo, he said, I'm gonna show Bim a nice time. Like we walking up the hill, we had to park the car down a block, walk up a hill to get to the mansion to go to the party. And yo, dog, he was tired. He been up all day, but he did it. And now that's the things I'm talking about, dudes in our era. You know what I mean? Like when I came to Atlanta, Jack gave me a bird, like, yo, here, nigga. I was fucked up. Yeah. But Jack, like, get on. Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? It was hitting me. You know what I'm saying?
Was that when Whitney and Bobby bailed you out?
No, after.
Let's not forget that, Bill.
That was after. No, matter of fact, it was before that, Jack. That was before that. Right. I got on the run. That was before that. I got on the run. When I got on the run, I went down to Jack. And Jack had a ill crib with spiral steps around it, all type of shit. And he let me in. Like, I'm in his crib. I'm staying there. I'm with him.
Hey, the thing about Bimmy, man, once you meet Bimmy, man, you gotta love Bimmy. You understand what I'm saying? That you don't see no animosity, no hate in his eyes, no envy. He ain't jealous. When he see you with some shit, he really happy for you. And because that inspires him to go out and get it. You feel me? And that's the look you see in his eyes when you see him. Certain niggas, as soon as you see him, you know, you can't even go to the grocery store with that nigga. You feel me?
Yeah. But you know, I want before I let you guys go, one more question, right? Because people will look at it when they see the promo and was like, these guys got to be the strong arms. These were the ones that extorted the artists.
Nothing about extortion. Nothing about extortion.
Because, you know, this is, you know.
But you know what, Pete? That's what's fucked up because we strong men. That dudes look at us like extortion. Yo, we want to get out the streets.
Yeah, but the streets know that, you know, you guys are like the bad guys. So look at Jack, he's a bad guy.
Jack don't know how to rhyme. I don't know how to rhyme.
Right.
We got to get out of some type of way.
Right, so
let me tell you what it is. It's not extortion, right? What people don't realize, we don't go after these artists. They come to us.
That's right.
You understand? Because they have problems later on that they can't fix. Only certain people can fix it.
Protection?
It's protection and it's a security, or they feel like, okay, I've arrived and I made some money and I want to make sure everybody know I'm strong. So now what do I need next? I need street cred.
Yep. I need muscle.
Yeah. Yep. I need, you know, most of the celebrities that hung out with me, they never got robbed. Still today, they never got robbed.
I got robbed.
No, Pac wasn't hanging out with me when he got robbed.
I wasn't with you at that time.
No.
Right?
Trust me.
Pac had said some things and put himself on the outs. You feel me? And that's where he made his biggest mistake. You understand? Because once niggas felt like I wasn't fucking with them, so that umbrella is gone. Once the umbrella's gone, my nigga, you get rained on.
Right. You, can you hear me, you? You.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jack just said, because I asked a question, will people look at this as, you guys, as extorting the artist or protection? And he said this is more as protection when the artists come to you guys. Was it the same way as in LA?
What, we extorting artists?
No. They come to you as far as because now they're looking for street cred.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand, no, look at it like this, all right? I didn't hear the whole conversation, but I'm going to say this, right? As far as myself, if you look at a lot of kids we deal with, a lot of these kids haven't been in the streets, so they don't have no name or reputation. A lot of these kids you meet may be 17, 18, 19 years old trying to move in a business, and you're a G. You know what I mean? You already move around. It's all about respect. If I'm moving on the East Coast, I'm gonna call Bimmy, I'm gonna call Jack, I'm gonna call whoever I'm gonna call. That's respect. You got an artist that can put a hit song out on the internet. It goes viral. But then he needs somebody else to let him know how to respect radio. Like it's not just about the streets. It's about if you getting $100,000 a show, you don't charge radio $100,000. You charge radio maybe 50 or 40. You know what I mean? And then you gotta also know, like, if you're doing a concert, if you're doing a concert, you're doing a show somewhere, you don't want to certain place, you don't want to take 1,000 of your homeboys and end up one of them beating up a security. You can't never work in those venues. So it's really about us teaching them, because we veterans, on how to move in the streets. You ain't gonna come party in LA. You can slip in LA and party sometime, but you just be go throw $1 million on the club. You ain't fucking with somebody.
Right.
That ain't something I did. I just go by the rules, and I mean, and that's just everywhere you go.
That's right.
If you Iranian, if you Russian or whatever have you, you're not coming in American air, American zone. You're not flying in the air. You're not coming in their water. Nigga, you gonna pay some respect. They're gonna put right up on you, and they're gonna say, look, what you doing here?
That's a fact.
They ain't LA, they ain't New York. They gonna put right up on your ass and tell you, look, man, you know we're gonna shoot your ass down. Check in. You know, and if you a smaller nation and you trying to get on, then you gonna have to choose whose side you on. You fuck with America, you fuck with Russia, you fuck with China, Japan. Who you fucking with? Who you banking with? Who you paying your taxes to?
That's right.
Right, yeah.
The reality of the world, there are people that can help you. And when you lose that protection, you're gonna fall guilty to whatever falls from there. When niggas get to the point where they feel like I got my own on my own, man, I don't need that no more, then sometimes when you say that out your mouth, other people start to hearing, oh, he not fucking with the homie no more.
Yeah.
That's when the umbrella's gone.
And if you ain't dudes in the street, somebody's gonna be like, nah, I was only respecting the nigga because he was fucking with dope.
That's it. Yeah. And that's what happened. Right. And that's what happened to Pac, my nigga. That's what happened. I had nothing against the nigga, homie. He could have called me at any time and said, yo, Jack, I didn't say what they said I said about you and homegirl, right? Because he saw me and Madonna coming out the restaurant. And when they interviewed him and said, your man Jack just left it with Madonna, and he know we me and her just cool. He's all, man, fuck that bitch, fuck that nigga. And he went on. I said, damn, man, me and nigga cool, man. What would make that nigga? I said, man, he ain't say that. You know how much niggas called me that day? She gave me the paper, gave me the magazine, and said, man, look what you been checking for this nigga, Jack. Look what this nigga just said about you. And, you know what I mean? And I couldn't do nothing but get quiet and just say, damn, everybody warned me about this nigga, man. You know? And from that day, we never spoke again. I never sent nobody at him, but we never spoke again.
Right. On that note, man, thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Hip Hop Uncovered, February 12th, 10 p.m., FX, Hulu, FX the next day, FX Hulu the next day.
Yo, we in Foxwoods, so get ready, man. Come on,
Thank y'all, man.
All right.
Yo, get ready.
It's Calvin and Melvin,
Ew, you smell like French fries.
a.k.a. Love Dinero and Coach P.R. This is Weekend Work on Shade 45.
Glass everywhere. If it ain't about no money, Papa, just don't care.